Okay, guys, let's look at our last and final question. It says a 4.5 ounce patty. All right, guys, let's look at our last and final question. A 4.5 ounce hamburger patty has 25.5 grams of protein, and a 6 ounces of fish has 32 grams of protein. Determine the grams of protein per ounce for each type of food. And it says select from the drop-down menu to complete each statement. All right. So in this question, I see two ratios, which I'll be doing red for the hamburger patty. Highlighting in red. And I'll be doing green for the 6 ounces of fish and the 32 grams of protein. Okay? So I'm going to show you guys in this question both ways to do it. All right? Now, with the hamburger one, I'm going to be using the ratio method I like doing. For the fish example, I'm going to be doing the tape diagram method. Okay? So let's get started. When I look at the hamburger ratio, I see mixed fractions. And just like what I said in the lessons and what I'm going to tell you now, make sure you change those mixed fractions into improper fractions, okay? So, 4.5, as it's in its improper fraction form, would be 9/2. And you could put ounce hamburger patty. I'm going to put patty just to save time. And just understand when I mean patty, I mean hamburger patty, okay? So then the next one is 25.5 grams of protein. To change that into its improper fraction form, it would be 51/2. And that's for grams of protein. So what it's saying is it's asking for per ounce. When something is asking per ounce, okay, how many ounces do you think that is when somebody says per ounce? Okay? What number does that word per represent? If you guess 1, you are absolutely correct. Per is equal to 1. Okay? So this would be 1 ounce. And OZ is an abbreviation for the word ounce. Okay? So I don't want you guys to be like, wait, what does that mean? All right. So I need to figure out what can I divide 9/2 by in order to get to the quantity of 1. So if you guys picked up the ratio theme, you should know anytime you divide a number by itself, it will equal 1. So I want to divide it by 9/2, and whatever you want to do on one side, you want to do to the other side. So whatever you do on one side, you want to do to the other side. And let me write those 9/2 in a better spot so you guys can see. Okay. So now, anytime I divide fractions, I want to apply the multiplicative inverse, which is I'm keeping the first number, I'm changing that division to multiplication, and I'm flipping or doing the reciprocal of that ratio. So now when I look at this, I see my problem. And when I multiply, I want to multiply going straight across. But I discussed this method with you guys. And this method I discussed with you guys is that if you see a number in the numerator and the denominator, you can actually cancel it out. So if I was to say 51 times 2 over 2 times 9, I can actually scratch those 2's out and it would be 51/9. Okay, because if I'm multiplying both numbers by 2, then that means I'm going to eventually have to reduce them by 2. Okay, so now I have 9 outside the house, because remember, no demon denominators inside the house, and 51 inside the house. So you need to ask yourself, well, how many times can 9 go into 51 without going over? If you guess 5 times, you're absolutely correct, because that would be 45. Now I want to add a decimal, and I want to add a 0, and I want to drop it. How many times can 9 go into 60 without going over? If you guess, can you guess? 6 times, you are absolutely correct, which would be 54. Then you get 6 again, and you want to add a 0. What do you think is going to keep happening? What do you think is going to keep happening? That 6 is going to keep repeating, okay? Now, this is another keyword, approximately. Okay, they want you to take an estimate. So which choice do you feel like will fall the line to our quotient? Which one do you think is closest to our quotient? Which our quotient is 5.66. If you guess 5.7, you are absolutely correct, okay? Because if I have to take that 6 and round it, that 6 is big enough to round the 6 in the 10th place to 7. Okay, so now I'm going to look at the next one, which is the fish. And I said I was going to do fish, which I'll do blue, but fish was highlighted in green. And I said I'm going to do the tape diagram, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this tape diagram to represent 6 ounces. And to represent 6 ounces, I need how many pieces in my tape diagram? 6 pieces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So this is 6 ounces, and all of this represents 32 grams of protein. So these are 6 ounces. Well, how can I figure out 1 ounce? How can I figure out how many pieces go into one of these units or one of these pieces for the tape diagram? If you guess division, you're absolutely correct. I'm going to divide 32 divided by 6 to figure out, well, how many pieces or how many ounces go in each piece, or how many grams of protein will go into each ounce. So how many times can 6 go into 32? If you guess 5 times, you are absolutely correct. And then I want to add a decimal, add a 0. How many times could 6 go into 20? If you say 3 times, 8, okay. What's going to keep happening? If you guess that 3 is going to continue repeating, you are absolutely correct. But is this 3 in the hundreds place or thousands place big enough to round the 3 in the 10th place to 4? If you guess no, you are absolutely correct. So our best answer choice would be 5 3/10. Okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this review video. I hope you guys kind of understand this video. I hope you do well on your test. And if you feel nervous about taking a test, if you didn't understand anything in this video, please make sure you visit your manager's Google Meet session, okay? So I'll see you guys in tomorrow's lesson. And once again, I hope you guys do well on your tests. Bye, guys.